The riding out here is incredible. Going through the Catskills yesterday was just awesome. You're basically up on this like ridge overlooking the Delaware River back here, and it is just gorgeous. That was the best riding I've done even to get here.
Well, that's a sign I don't see every day. I normally would not get like some off-the-wall crazy flavor like this, and I wish I would have gotten like 5 scoops of it.
This is definitely one of those places that if I didn't feature it in this video, y'all would leave about 72.5 comments complaining that I didn't come here. Like, I truly cannot wait to come back out here and explore more of this area. It's just so nice to be back home, back to my roots. Good morning from Honesdale, Pennsylvania. This weekend I'm headed to Babes Ride Out in Narrowsburg, New York. I've never gone to Babes Ride Out East Coast. I've been to some of the other ones in Joshua Tree many years ago, but for the last handful of years, I just haven't been doing a lot of large women's motorcycle camp out events. So I'm really excited to be kind of getting back to my roots here and doing some smaller events again. This event actually is not very small. It actually brings out about 350 women over the weekend, all riding in from all over the country, which is so cool. And speaking of, I rode out here to meet up with a few of my friends, some of which you probably recognize, and follow their YouTube channels as well. I'll be sure to link all of them down in the video description. But we decided to meet up here in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. It's about 15 miles from Narrowsburg, New York, where this event is held. It's a very cute, historic little town. I've never been here before, of course, and we stayed at a hotel last night called Hotel Wayne. It was built in the late 1800s, which is so crazy. I will say, if you do decide to stay there, that there is no elevator or anything, so if you're going to be on a motorcycle, just be ready to lug all of your junk up at least one set of stairs. So just be prepared for that, because there's no rooms on the first floor, I think. But there is a bar and restaurant there, and the food was actually pretty good last night, so that was cool. And speaking of food, we went to a coffee shop earlier this morning called Black and Brass Coffee Co. Incredible. I had a s'mores quad latte with oat milk, of course, and it was so good. There's a beautiful waterfall behind the coffee shop called Honesdale Falls. Highly recommend sitting there and checking that out while you're here, because it is just gorgeous. And then we decided to come over here to Laurel's Hometown Cafe. This place was so good, very, very affordable. Very large portions. I ended up actually splitting my 2-egg omelet with someone else because it was just way too much food for one person, but it was incredible. Definitely would check this place out again if I ever came back here. But with that being said, it is time for us to get on the road. We only have about 15 miles until we get to camp and then get set up for the weekend. So let's go. Officially at camp, and I was going to show you guys kind of a loadout of everything that I brought with me for this trip. This is a Sea to Summit 35-liter dry bag, same bags that you always see on the back of my bike on all of my motorcycle camping trips, but I did get a little bit of new gear, and because this is like a camp out event rather than me like traveling cross country, I did bring a couple of different things as well as far as like my camp kitchen and stuff goes. So if you're interested in camping gear, then watch this part. If you're not, then you can skip ahead in the video. So first things first, whenever I pack this bag for trips, I always pack it with loadout in mind. So the first thing that comes out is going to be my tent. I'm still using the Sea to Summit Telos TR2 bike pack tent, which is in these little bike packing containers. It's meant to go on an actual bicycle. I did finally get a footprint for it. If you watched my Blue Ridge Parkway video, then you probably noticed I didn't have a footprint when I was in the Smoky Mountains back in the fall, but I finally got a footprint for it, which I'm stoked about. So we will go ahead and set that up first. So a new piece of gear that I brought with me on this trip is a new sleeping pad. I loved my Sea to Summit Etherlight XT Extreme pad so much this past winter that I decided to get one with a lower R value that would be more suited for warm-ish weather camping. This is the Etherlite XT insulated pad. I think it has an R value of 3.2. So it's like a 3-season pad. You can sleep with it probably down into the 40s depending on your sleeping bag. I got a size large, even though I could totally do a size regular, because the large rectangular pad is actually wider and longer. So it's kind of like a pool floaty, which is really nice. And then the bag here is also a pump sack, which is super, super convenient whenever you're setting your stuff up, because I just plug this right in and air it up. So next is my little Eros premium pillow. Y'all have seen me use this before. This is my favorite camping pillow.
Hey, you're my hero!
Thank you, I'm filming a YouTube video. I freaking love this thing. It packs up so small, it's like the size of my fist, and it is massive. It's like 4 inches thick. Y'all have seen me totally fangirl over this pillow in other videos. This isn't new, but it's tried and true, and I love this thing. Just like that, it's inflated. And then I just can't hold on to it, and I just stick this right onto the sleeping pad. And last but not least, I did get a new sleeping bag recently. Sea to Summit did gift me this and upgrade me from my Altitude 2 15-degree bag. This is the brand new Ascent 15 women's bag, and so essentially this replaces the Altitude 2. So this one is upgraded from my previous one, which I bought at REI like 4 years ago. Used it for over 100 nights of camping, and it's honestly still in great shape. But since they just redid their sleeping bag line, they wanted me to try this one out, and I am super excited to use it. It's very similar to my Altitude 2 bag in the sense that it actually expands into a quilt if I don't want to use it as a regular sleeping bag. And I won't lie, it is pretty warm out here right now. So I probably will end up using it as a quilt this evening. I probably won't need it as a 15-degree mummy bag. Last but not least, this khaki bag that you'll always see on the back of my bike is actually usually like my camp kitchen and accessory bag. Because I am at an actual event this weekend, I know I'm not gonna be doing a lot of crazy camping meals. When I do events like this, I like to go out and eat at like local places. I don't like to cook at camp as much. So let's go through all of my little trinkets in here, because this is a different loadout compared to what I would do like on a lot of my solo trips. So I did bring this little illuminated lantern with me. It does have a little solar panel to charge it, which is really nice. And then I just kind of use this in my tent. I have my little Igloo packable cooler bag. This is great for like 24-hour ice capacity. It's not gonna keep things super cold forever, but I can put like a 2.5-pound bag of ice in here with some stuff and it'll stay cold all day. Next, I have my big Agnes chair. I've had this thing for a handful of years. I don't usually take it with me on the road whenever I'm like changing campsites every night because I don't end up using it. But for events like this, where I'm probably gonna sit around like a campfire with friends and stuff, I really like to have a chair. This is going to be my camp kitchen. It has my Jetboil Micromo, as well as just a couple of other little things like bowls, utensils, you know, like the things I would want to make coffee. All of that kind of stuff is in here. And the reason that I keep it in this dry bag is just in case something spills. I don't want food residue on anything else in this bag, because I camp in a lot of areas that have wildlife, like bears, and I don't want them visiting my campsite because there's coffee or something else on my gear. And last but not least, I did bring a hammock with me because I do like to hang out in my hammock and relax sometimes and not just be on the ground. So, living a life of luxury this weekend. Camp is officially set up. Lots of ladies still showing up and getting all their stuff set up. So it is time to eat again. I have never seen this little town of Narrowsburg, so we're gonna go into Narrowsburg really quick and then go for a little ride, kill some time, see some cool stuff, and then come back and hang out here for the afternoon. So there are a ton ton of places to eat here in Narrowsburg, but a lot of people recommended that I check out the Heron while I was here. So we just had lunch there. It is really small inside. It smelled like Burger King inside, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a huge compliment in my opinion. It smelled great in there. But we actually went to the back. There's a patio out on the back side that overlooks the Delaware River. It was super, super cool. I got a chicken sandwich and it was amazing. It had like this kimchi ketchup on it and a dill pickle ranch sauce. It was so good. It was like perfectly crispy. It was delicious. But I think we're gonna go ride the Hawk's Nest now. So I'll see you there. I've officially crossed the Hawk's Nest off of my must-ride list. I've wanted to ride this for years. Every year when this event happens, everyone's out here riding and it just looks so pretty. You're basically up on this like ridge overlooking the Delaware River back here, and it is just gorgeous. It is a very short ride. That will be my first impression of it. I've heard some people say it's overrated, and I completely understand why they say that because it is just so short. But I still think it's something that you should definitely ride while you're out here. It was still a gorgeous ride, even not in this little section here. So, well, that's it. It's not some big thing I need to expand on much more. We're gonna go grab some ice, grab some snackies at the grocery store for camp, and then head back to camp and see what's going on over there. This is definitely one of those places that if I didn't feature it in this video, y'all would leave about 72.5 comments complaining that I didn't come here. So I just wanted to stop here super fast, make sure I got to experience it. Also, the bar stools inside are very fascinating. But now it's officially time to get back to the campground. Good morning. Today is officially day 2 of Babes Ride Out East Coast, and last night was pretty cool. We got back to the campground after going to Hawk's Nest and checking out Rowan's Pub and all of that. And we stopped at the grocery store and just got a couple snacks. I didn't bring my full camp kitchen with me on this trip, as y'all know, because I explained that earlier. And I did that because I figured we'd go out to eat for dinner, or we would, you know, eat out of the food truck here that's supposed to be at the campground. And unfortunately that food truck pulled out at the last minute, so that did not exist here. And all I wanted last night was to cook a steak and have a salad. Not that the food truck was going to have that, but that was like my, you know, plan B if there was no food here for me at camp. But it was cool. While I was at the grocery store, there was actually a girl that follows my social media and was like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to pull your blog up right now to find one of your camping cook recipes because I wanted to make those chile, how do you say it? And I was like, chilaquiles. I was like, here, just walk through the grocery store with me. I'll just pick everything out with you and I'll tell you how to make it. She's like, okay, cool. So if you're watching this, I hope that they come out amazing. You probably aren't even awake yet to start making them. But it was a chill night. I didn't consume any alcohol last night. I had plans to get up bright and early this morning and make some coffee and hit the road, but it looks like we are completely packed in dense fog at the moment, so I don't know when I'll be getting out of here today to go ride and explore some things, but fingers crossed we'll get to go do some stuff sooner rather than later. Officially about 10 a.m. It's a little later than I had planned on getting my day going, but with the fog this morning, I decided to just kind of take it slow here at camp, have some coffee, drink my reds and greens, my electrolytes, went up to the camp store and grabbed a little breakfast sandwich to just hold me over until lunch. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do today because I was kind of nervous about doing another group ride today. As y'all know, I really like to travel solo, and it's been a long time since I've come to an event like this, and one of the things that has made me kind of timid to come back to a camp out like this is feeling pressure to constantly hang out with other people. And while I love to hang out with people and socialize at camp, sometimes I truly just like to ride by myself. And that is something that I kind of acknowledged and realized yesterday. Again, I had a ton of fun with my friends. It's just I personally really like to ride solo. And had some morning affirmations, and I heard a lot of other people kind of saying the same thing, that they were going to take a solo ride today. And so I said, all right, we're doing it. Me, myself, and I are going to ride to Woodstock by ourselves, and we're going to go grab some food out there. So it's about a 2-hour ride from Narrowsburg, and I've heard it's really, really pretty. So it's time to hit the road.
A sign I don't see every day.
That was truly a great ride. That was the best riding I've done even to get here. Highway 30, it goes along this reservoir and you get closer to the Catskills mountains, and then you turn onto another highway and it's part of the Catskills Scenic Byway, and it was all just so beautiful. A couple of the parts of the road were pretty bumpy up by like the ski areas, probably because they plow them in the winters and it just gets, destroyed. But it was so pretty. That was a great 2-hour ride. It was not the most direct route. I figured I'd take the most direct route back down to Narrowsburg, but I wanted to take the scenic route to get here, and it did take about 2 hours and 15 minutes, like Google Maps said it would. But yeah, I officially made it to Woodstock. There are a ton of people here. I am here on a Saturday. Parking here is kind of weird. There aren't a ton of places to park, and you definitely kind of just pick and choose. You can't park on both sides of the street. It's only on one side. So luckily there is parking right across the street from this taco shop that I want to check out. And there's also an ice cream shop right over here. So let's go grab some food because I didn't eat dinner last night, like I mentioned. So I am super hungry. So I just did one of those really great things where I thought I was recording and I wasn't. And I'm already about halfway through one of my tacos here. So I'm just gonna fill you all in on what I was trying to say. So on the way out here, I saw a ton of different spots to eat, and I told myself I was gonna go all the way to Woodstock to eat. I wasn't gonna stop anywhere that I had seen, but a lot of people seem to have gone to the Phoenicia Diner today. There was a ton of bikes outside that place, and when I got here, I looked it up on the map, and all the food reviews looked incredible. All the pictures made the food there look so good. So I kind of had FOMO and wish I would have stopped there instead. But I did get to Woodstock, so I wanted to still eat here. And Tinker Taco was a place that I had seen when I first looked up directions to Woodstock. So I decided to come here anyway. And I just got 2 of their tacos. I got a carnitas taco as well as one of their barbacoa tacos. I wasn't expecting too much for Mexican food in New York, especially this little hippie town, but it's actually pretty good. The only thing so far that I don't know if I agree with is the pricing. It was like $6 and some change per taco, and it's kind of steep for me, but they're pretty good. I will say that their tortillas are all hand pressed and made in-house, and they are really, really good.
So I just went a couple of houses down, essentially. Everything here is built into like old buildings. A couple of houses, a couple of stores down from Tinker Taco, and there was a little ice cream shop. I don't know, something was telling me it was gonna be really good and that I needed to try it out while I was here. And lo and behold, this right here, this is banana cream pie ice cream. And I wish I would have gotten like 5 scoops of it because this is so good. I normally would not get like some off the wall crazy flavor like this, but I decided to try it because the guy was like, if you want to taste test anything, like we'll give you a little sample of it. So I was like, all right. So I did, and it is so good. I didn't even want to try any of the other ones. I was like, yep, that's the one I'm getting today. And it even has like little crumblies in it. It is delicious and it's super creamy, just how I like ice cream. I would definitely come back here. I think this place is called Sweet Dreams Ice Cream Shop. I'll put it on the screen just to double check.
Well, I have 2 hours until I get back to Narrowsburg. Woodstock was cool. I'm glad I did ride all the way up here today solo. I did acquire a friend, my friend Tiffany, also rode up here solo, so we're gonna ride back together. But we both agree that Woodstock is cool. It's a little touristy, but I think like it's something cool to check out here. Would I come back up here? Yes. The parking thing is not my favorite. Oh, the sun's blowing me out. Oh no. Would I come back to Woodstock? Yes. Is it a little touristy?
Hey, told you.
Also yes. But for now it's time to get back to camp. Yesterday when I finally got back here, I just wanted to hang out with my friends and put the camera down. So that's pretty much what I did yesterday evening. Just sat around, made some s'mores, hung out with my friends that I never get to see. So sorry I didn't post a lot about the event in this video, but I feel like I struggle a lot at a personal level with trying to balance hanging out with my friends and putting my camera down and being present and actually filming it. So for this one, since I haven't gotten to do an event like this in a while, I chose to put the camera down and actually hang out. But it was a great time. The riding out here is incredible. Going through the Catskills yesterday was just awesome. Like, I truly cannot wait to come back out here and explore more of this area. Took a road yesterday called Peekamoose Road, and one of y'all had actually mentioned it to me and told me I should ride that while I was here, so I was so excited that I was able to make that happen. It was incredible. I have had so much fun out here. And I love little grassroots events like this. This is definitely more of my home than the big rallies, and work has sent me to rallies over the last handful of years, and it's just so nice to be back home, back to my roots, so to speak. But I think it's time to grab a coffee in town and officially hit the road. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later, y'all.